A little bit of a fire. Welcome on, welcome back. We got the Rotary Car in here. We are trying to finish up, button up a few last little things. It did actually make its first drive yesterday. No brakes, no clutch. Pedals are actually not even in it. But it did make it down the road. I don't really recommend that, but it was fun. Does run pretty decent, does have a few things. Today, working on this clutch pedal. I'll show you. Clutch pedal's got a little wear in it. So I think I'm going to get a little creative and try and weld that up. Turn this little piece of brass on the lathe and it fits inside there. Can you see it? I think I'm going to cut this out and actually fill this with weld. If I was to weld this whole solid, it will not step you down. If I was to weld this whole solid, I wouldn't be able to drill it. I don't have any good drill bits. So I think, with that being like that, we'll be able to weld in that little pocket, and the copper won't stick to the weld, or brass won't stick to the weld. So we'll be able to remove it at least easier to drill, or at least get close to a drill bit. Or at least die grind it. Not quite sure. It's more of an experiment than anything else. Yeah, got a little clamping going. You see there, made the hole a little worse, so no turning back now. This is the way we got to do it. Let's get the welder going and see what happens. Hold, stand by. That almost looked like it worked. Huh. Got a little booger in the bottom of it. Not that bad. Let's grind it down and see what else we can do with it. It actually doesn't look that bad. Let's see if this brass actually falls out of the hole. I probably could have used a TIG welder and kind of just melted the steel down around it. It might be stuck. I bet you it's hot. Stronger clamping. Doesn't look that bad. Do have a little bit of porosity in it up in this top area, but the hole almost all the way. Got a little bit inside up at this top portion where it could be a little cleaner, but it actually doesn't look that bad. I did just grind it smooth and it popped the brass right out of it. So I think I'm going to see if I can run a drill bit through that just to true that hole up, or die grinder, clean it up. So with that, I think I'll finish off this video. We'll get the car out, have some fun. I got the brake lines all made up. Flip it around, it's easy. Brake lines made up. Do have still this little wiring mess for ignition and tach, but them wires are going to be cleaned up when the fan gets into it. Do have throttle cable, choke cable, coolant it is in it. The front end has got some weird alignment going on this front wheel. Hopefully it's not damaged. But the Talon brakes are in it. You can see in the last video we swapped the rear axle from the little car. And I guess the shifter, the cover for the shifter needs to be a little bit modified, or the shifter needs to be bent over. Seats in it. We got the super clear windshield going. But, oh yeah, a little touch is that license plate. I think it was said in the last video. It's the original That was the license plate on the parts car when we got it. But should be able. Let's see this thing drive down the road.
What's going on, guys? Things alive. Out of the shop.
Made it up out of the hill. Out of the garage.
Kind of windy. Hopefully the audio is decent.
Missing a couple things. Still charging system. Starter's now fighting us. I don't know why. Doesn't want to kick the Bendix out, so hopefully it'll fire back up, or we'll have to push it back down in the garage. I think it's due for a drive.
Yeah, we did try to look into getting a starter, but I guess an automatic starter is a lot easier to obtain than a manual, and they are different.
O'Reilly's didn't have it listed. Napa does. Still missing taillights, license plate, headlights. But that can't stop us, right?
No, we gotta take it for a run. It's definitely cold-blooded, but once we got it warmed up, it seemed to idle all right. Everything's pretty much...
Hey, there's a wrench I've been looking for.
Finalized. Yeah. Be nice to have that back. Got the bar final welded, tabs in. Yeah. I think if we can get this thing started again, starter doesn't give us too much trouble, we're going to bomb this thing around and probably freeze to death, but we're
got a windshield now.
We still don't have a fan. We do have a little leak here, a little pinhole, but it seems like once we get moving, it stays cool, so. Oh, there it goes. Starting right up.
Works great.
Sounds great. Almost. A little spirited there.
It's easier to turn around this way. Go for a ride.
All right, let's do it.
Seat works great. Might have to play with the clutch. Feels like clutch wants to slip.
Slip. Has this got adjustment?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, that's nice and cold. Shifter seems to be pretty smooth considering.
It's kind of hard to find third gear.
Has it? Smell some rubber. We might be rubbing somewhere.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Oh, you can tell this thing's gonna get up and scream. All of our snow's melted. We were hoping to have a little more on the road, do some donuts, but being in town, we're kind of limited on what we can get away with.
Need to work on timing.
Yeah, it starts to get some fuel in it.
I won't try and spin it around this time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I gotta work on timing with the removing the rat's nest. Not entirely sure.
Oh, you really need to open the door to get out of it. This thing's gonna be a blast, guys. I think we got a little tuning to do on the carb. We're thinking maybe accelerator pumps. Not happy, and maybe some timing. We're still new to the whole rotary life. But other than cleaning some things up, she's a runner. We need to get some two-step going, get some fireballs. You ever seen the videos with the rotaries?
We can just inject some extra fuel.
Yeah, this thing, that's definitely what I'm thinking. We've been talking maybe pulling a supercharger off like a GM 3.8 off like one of the supercharged Bonnevilles or GTPs, and then injecting it.
I think those superchargers would fit real nice, and then the throttle body inlet was on the backside of them, so it would put like the carburetor or EFI
On the
in
backside. Yeah. This thing's gonna be cool.
Now we just need warmer weather.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Lower control arms are gonna get switched out from the other car because they're adjustable.
And then other than cleaning stuff up and kind of getting some tuning on it and get it kind of figured out, this thing's getting wrapped up. Problem is, we got a lot of cold weather ahead of us, and
It's supposed to be 8 degrees on Monday.
yeah, trying to find a place to actually get this thing ripping and figure it out is stinks that we're gonna have to wait till spring or try to find a place locally. I don't know if there's a parking lot or somewhere, something big enough that we could.
Oh, it's so cold. It's gonna take so much to get heat in them tires.
Yeah,
They're a little cold now.
It'll be rough, but
Might start looking into cantilever rear suspension.
Start making a plan for mock-up. And
because these rear shocks, I don't know if somebody's played with them, but they are stiff.
think somebody's either valved them or put different oil in them or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's two options you have with them. Shock looks factory, so maybe it's just heavier oil. I did that with the little car.
According to the guy that the car came from, it was a race car at one time, correct?
It had a fiberglass nose, flared out, all the signs of a race car. I don't know if it was actually raced or not.
And the fact that it's got a little tow hook welded to the back of the diff.
Yeah, that was...
So maybe somebody's played or tuned those shocks accordingly.
Because even the front's stiff. The front doesn't really want to... It's stiff.
Yeah.
But it's also 40 degrees out.
Yeah. Once you get some heat in the oil, it might loosen up. But yeah, guys, it's coming along. We'll keep you posted on maybe trying to find some time to get this thing on the road locally. Like I said, we're here in Ohio, and the weather kind of at the mercy of it at this time. But other than cleaning some wiring up and getting some things finalized, it's there.
The rotary car.
There it is. All right, guys, we'll get back with you once everything's finalized.